Yeah.
My name's Erin.
And I'm Beth.
And the family is here to chat with you and us about love and connection and why we're here on Earth at this time. And, maybe some of our little relation stories to how love is a journey will come out through each one of our channels to spirit and who we are to show that. So I'm excited to see how this conversation unfolds.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, we've been through a lot the last couple of years, and people just need to hold that love energy and keep them in the light and love and just be kind to themselves and love one another, because I know there's been some issues going on with families, and at this time we are finding other people that are our family that resonate with us, and they may not be blood family, but they are our family, and they see our vision for the new world, and it's going to be awesome. And we need to usher in the new world with love, and the humanity is just going to be amazing.
Yeah, feeling that acceptance, and I think that's, what you're saying, and feeling, when we say family with an I at the end, guys, because we're standing together, is that when we say that, it's, family of all origins, and feeling that we're safe and secure and accepted within ourselves. Because when we feel that acceptance and that connection, then we start to grow, our trees start to expand, and the forest starts to get stronger. And, I think that's, what you're saying, and why we're here is to be that greater whole, and to hopefully be an example for ourselves and each other, and to anyone out there that's looking for that family within your heart. And really, love is within inside of us, right? So when we're able to find it, and when we have that support around us, then, it's unstoppable.
Yeah, you gotta stay in your heart space, and just radiate that out, and just, you go to the store and just radiate that love energy, and you don't have any idea how many people you affect. Because your field of energy, it just bounces off of people, off of you and into other people, and it makes people feel good. So, raise your vibration and send out the love, and you never know who you're going to affect. It's awesome.
I love that. It's like a tool, because even when you're feeling down, if you can go into a public place and give a smile, the more we give, the more we receive. And it's like when we give 1 ounce of love, 10 ounces come back. And so, one of the best and healing medicines is what you just said, is sharing, giving. And if that give is just a smile, maybe that's all you can get. But you never know what might be that smile. The smile that you gave was to the person that thought they weren't good enough completely, and were completely broken, and they saw your smile. You smiled at them, and it changed their whole life. And we don't know where that might carry, but that turns around, and whatever it was that was making you sad, something tenfold comes back because of that smile you gave. And sometimes it's that simple to find love and joy, and we don't think about it. I mean, it's so hard when we're in that muck to be like, I can smile at somebody. Yeah. It's a simple thing, but it doesn't feel that way.
Yeah. That's why everywhere I go, I try to smile at everybody. And I just went to the store, and there was a guy corralling the carts, and that's not an easy job. So I saw him twice, on the way in and the way out, and I just gave him a big old smile, and he kind of just looked at me like, huh, he didn't really have any reaction, but I'm hoping that penetrated into his field, and maybe he had a better day because of it. So yeah.
Yeah, you never know. It's funny that you say that. I was actually at the store earlier too, and I was walking through an aisle, and there was a couple of workers, and one of them was like in the like cooler putting stuff away, and the other one like kind of walked by and like fist pumped him in the hallway, and like that I was walking by, and he like walked past me, like the guy that fist pumped him, and I was like, hey. I was like, I don't get a fist pump. I was like, this guy gets one, but I don't. And he was like, oh yeah, yeah. And so then we fist pumped, and it was fun because it was just this like moment of like, play. And it came out of nowhere because I didn't know when I turned that aisle that was going to happen, and what made me go, hey, I want my fist pump too. But it was just a fun moment. And here I am remembering it and going, oh, that was fun, and so it brought joy into my space. And, hopefully, I don't know what it was for him, but we have those opportunities is your point. And, we have an opportunity at every moment to choose to create a smile or a fist pump or whatever it might be. And that changes a little bit of vibration in our field. As you're saying, and that vibration carries out way bigger than we are. I mean, our energetic field is unimaginably bigger than we are. We're automatically in half the people in the store's energy once we walk in. And it's hard to imagine that, but we really are. And so when we put love into our field, how many people you're touching just in that store is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it just radiates out there. So yeah, whenever I'm out in public, I just I turn on my little heart lamp and beam it out to everybody, and it makes me feel good, and then hopefully it's affecting other people in a positive way. So that's amazing. Yeah.
It is, and it's like that field is so interesting because you and I, we feel and live in it, on a regular, and it seems so normal to me to think, oh, something's in my field, and I'm working with that energy as the day to day, and I see it just as you see it, being a normal conversation. As we grow up, we should be learning these understanding of our field being bigger than us. It's like having a body part not even having. And it's a beautiful understanding to dive into how collectively we can start learning about basic concepts of our energetic body into the world of what the family is doing. And we are one in some of our projects with YouthINspired, and being able to educate not just the youth and the children, but the youth and the children inside of us. With one of our projects earlier, we were talking about Greenbrier, and they are a perfect example of that, as their entire school community is all ages, from 4 or 5 years old all the way up to 70, 80 years old. And everyone's allowed to learn whatever it is going on, because maybe they didn't learn how to play a music instrument when they were young, but the kids are learning it in school. And so the adults want to learn too. So why not have an orchestra at all ages? And to see that learning capability within the kids, that they're just figuring it out, and adults already are like, I can't do that. And so having them learn together, it's, showing that example of how we are energetically living within that energetic field, no matter how old.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a great tool to have in your tool belt, is to be able to have the adults learn along with the children. And because, like you said, we weren't taught this stuff. We sort of learned it, but we're so excited to be able to start teaching the children coming in, that they can use these tools. And I just like your little school program that you have, and other programs that we have going through the We Are One Foundation. Mm-hmm. And it's exciting. I'm really excited for the future, and we are going to go in some really amazing places. And
the educators too, just to put that, into the school aspect, is like the people that are coming around and that are having that voice. That's, I mean, if you have a voice to humanity and educating, please call us. Right. That's exactly how we are. And honestly, none of these projects, could happen with all of without our individual trees coming together. These youth and parents, there's my numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, just across the clock right there. And the clock's not even right. So there's the magic, right? Of what we're speaking about, is that,
it's right twice in
it's right twice a day at some point. Yeah, sure. Maybe as it blinks, it's like flashing. But yeah, it's time for us to collaborate and to support one another in our individualities and coming together to do that, because there's no way that Little School or Youth Inspired or any of these projects with We Are One and how all of us have come together to be here today with you and I chatting on this podcast. There's no way that this would have even unfolded if there wasn't a family, a forest. I was like, the forest. The fairies thinking of the forest. If there wasn't a forest of individual trees that come together to root, and it just wouldn't have happened that way. We can't teach Little School without those guides to support how it's unfolding. And it's just really exciting for us to love that energy body and love who we are in how we move forward. But really, it's like, I feel was so cool about this is that for so long I was in my own cave with all of these things, and it was like, it was a scary thing because it felt like they were somehow my projects. And then it was like, oh, this clarity really sank over me over the last many years of they're not mine, they're for the world, and we all need to learn these things. And so if I'm able to support a channel for anyone, then I'm grateful if just one person gets to be ignited. And it's really not about, it's about how we can support. So what are the needs and how can we support that energetic abundance within love in everyone, and create play. That's how we do it.
And I'm so grateful how I met you. It was just, I mean, what have we known each other about 3 years now? And I
feel like it's more.
I know, it feels like longer.
No, I think it is more.
Yeah?
Because I'm like, because it's been 2 years since COVID happened.
Oh, right.
And I believe it was like 2 or 3 years.
2018, I think it was, when I came out to San Diego.
Yeah.
And met you.
Yeah.
It was meant to be. I went out there for a class, and I met Erin. and
it's
we're
so
family.
Interesting because in that class, like, it was basically a last minute decision. When James had asked me to co-teach it, it just fell into play, and he was like, Erin, please help me with this weekend retreat. And I honestly it was all just happening, and I had my own world flowing, that when I walked into the house, I really didn't know what to expect or who I was going to meet or what was going to happen. I just was like, okay, we're just going to wing the magic. And Beth, you were there, and the magic is, it gravitates to the people that are holding that love and that have the vibration to bring forth. The magic is just there. Just like, oh, I didn't know I was going to be there, and here we are.
Yeah. And I'm so glad we kept in touch. And then little by little, we've just been, on this journey together to build the family and to change the world. I'm excited.
Through play, and that's what's been cool, is that the gift has just been to be able to play and to create projects like a play on color with the puppets and the kids, and what they've been able to get their spin-off projects out of what we're doing. And eventually the idea is these kids are the voice of whatever projects come out, and to watch them flourish in literally just allowing them to breathe a little bit and giving them some tools has really opened and expanded my mind to believe more and more that it is possible for a shift in the world. Because right now the percentages and anxiety and stress and all of that is high. And I with seeing how quick some of these kids can switch, and even parents and adults and people that come in, and perception is it's so cool to watch how quick that can shift. So I mean, that's what's so fun, is that we dive into this, and then how is it going to unfold? And we get to tell the story of the journey, because that's what life is. It's the journey to get there. And we think these major accomplishments of like, oh, we did this and we did this. And yes, it feels like it's big. And then sometimes it just doesn't. It feels like, oh, well, what's next? And so living in that journey of like, it's so exciting to see it unfold. And here we are today. So I'm excited to see how everything is unfolding into love, and, how we can support a platform that supports humanity. And doors are open to the forest of humanity, as always.
Yeah, the kids coming in today are coming in with a lot of knowledge. And they need to be taught how the universe really works. So that's part of it,
It's a big part of it. And, I think that's part of the conversation of, talking about our energy body, and also talking about that we are evolving as humankind. And, not only has the human body abilities grown, so has the soul integration, and the other species and beings that are interconnected in these human bodies, and how we're able to be these beings and fairies and Pleiades and integrate in the human body and be here and be that. And with these children coming in with that, a lot of them have not been here on Earth, or not very many times, if so. And it's our duty to bridge that gap. And it's more of, I'm like, I love this part. This is like the integration. I love this like analogy of the caveman. Like, what if we were cavemen and we started birthing humans, and we think that they have autism and ADHD and bipolar and all these things, and we're worried about our children. But then one day, we're human, and it's actually evolved, and it's taking over, and they're actually smarter, and there was actually nothing wrong with them. It was just that there was an evolution that happened in the chromosomes and how the availability of the channel of the human body was able to work. And so I believe that even though our children are coming out looking different, like the cavemen and the human slightly were, that now they don't look different, they just are different. And so bridging that gap to, instead of you're sick, we need to drug you or put you in special ed, that we just need to give you the tools to bounce to who you really are.
Yeah, because they don't communicate the same way. They're highly evolved souls, and they have, there are a lot of kids coming in as nonverbals, because where they come from, they don't speak. It's all telepathic. All these abilities that we have the capability of doing, but we as humans were never taught. We were dumbed down, and we were told that we were, not capable of doing this stuff. And I'm looking forward to seeing what these kids coming in have to teach us, not just what we can teach them, but what they can teach us, because it's amazing, and they're just highly evolved. And we were just taught to be, these, we have such bright shining lights inside of us, and yet we're told by our parents and our teachers that we're they try to dumb us down and keep us suppressed and whatnot. So, we're just ready to burst out and show the world that we are big, beautiful, bright lights, and we're going to shine.
It's just like an atrophied muscle. It's like, you broke your arm and it's been in a cast for 6 weeks and the muscle's all floppy and doesn't work so well. And so can't really move your arms too well. But in the next few weeks, like what happens is you build that muscle back up and it's flourishing and you're pumping iron again. Right. And yeah, I think that's exactly what we're working towards, is that nothing's broken. It's just a little atrophied and it just needs a little iron pumping at the gym. And, and it's a whole new world. And, I think that, we're just here to be support of a space for that. And many more. It's more like the unity of us all. It's like, this is a platform for us to all come together in unity. And, there's no one's going to be the same. And we all have these amazing individual voices. And, I can say something that's super cool and interesting to someone, and to someone else, they're not going to get it. But Beth, you could say the same thing I said in a different way and somebody's going to hear it. And that is just what is so cool about, unity as a whole. Like, I feel like going back to our love conversation, it's like, what is love? Acceptance within unity.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yep. Yeah. We all learn different ways. So, like you said, that's exactly, everyone learns differently in different ways. So different types of teachers teach different ways, and then we all learn. Yep.
Every tree and bush grows its own way, up into the sky and down into the earth. And not one root or branch is going to be exactly the same for any one of them. And it's the same for us. Humans too.
Yep. They're all connected, but yet unique and individual in their own branch.
So that's it. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
We are onefoundation.org.
Yeah. We're going places. Can I do it?